大家好，欢迎大家观看美国丹尼斯留学和农场频道。今天是周六了，去参加支持川普的集会。我们这个城市是在纽约州府，就在市政府议政厅这附近门口。好，他们已经到了。我这找停车位找了半天。今天天气真好，得有75度吧，我都穿上裙子了。所以有的人说，就是想买这个农场和房车营地的，说我们这儿天气冷啊，冬天长啊。其实不然哈。不行。其实不然啊，其实我们这边看一下我们这个纽约州府的建筑啊，它是一个非常古老的一个城市，在美国没有建立之前，它就是13个殖民地之一。你看它的建筑都非常古老啊。刚才说这个气候呢，还没说完呢。这个我们这儿的气候特点呢，是春天来的确实比较晚啊，所以很多人就说我们这儿冬天很长。其实冬天不长，因为你看现在都到11月份了吧，11月份了，这个气候还这么暖和呢。我们这儿的9月份经常是9月份是最热的月份啊，比7、8月份还要热。然后到了10月份呢，气候非常好，整个夏天其实都不热啊，基本上是不用空调的。11月份呢，就是有的时候冷点儿，有的时候大部分时间还是很温暖的。你看这树叶嘛，这个枫叶还没有掉完呢。冬天真正来呢是到了12月份才是冬天，然后1月份、2月份比较冷，3月份也不暖和，4月份是有时候冷有时候暖和，5月份就特别暖和了。所以说它的整个冬天稍微长点，但不是很长啊。最冷气温跟京津差不多。
That we have a court system that would enforce that legislation. I don't know how we got to this point, but let me tell you something. The time has come. We are ready. We are ready. We're not going away. We're not going to allow them to steal any election. I don't care who is running right now. This is about fairness. I don't like knowing that there is ballot harvesting and people stealing votes. And this morning I listened to classical radio, and this morning NPR was still questioning whether that's actually happening. It's unsubstantiated because NPR doesn't say it. But meanwhile, you know who one of the biggest sponsors of NPR is? Facebook. So if you follow the money, if you follow who's supporting whom, you know where their loyalties lie. And it shouldn't even be about that. This is supposed to be a free country. Fairness is fairness. You know, people always get on me about the immigration issue, and my issue is with this. Is it fair to all the people who love this country enough to come in here legally, to go through the process of becoming a U.S. citizen, when all you have to do is just climb a fence, come into this country, and get whatever you want for free? That's not the American way. The American way is about hard work,
made to do it. Americans live up to the embodiment of generosity. We are a generous nation, we're a generous people, we give, and we give plentifully. But they want to make us do it. That is wrong.
And one other thing, bro. I want to say the other thing is that this is actually really our last chance in terms of election fairness. Because this has been going on for a long time. And a lot of us know that, but the media doesn't tell you about it. The media wants you to be quiet. The media wants you to stay home and binge watch shit on Netflix instead of getting your ass out there and letting people know that you believe in freedom, you believe in democracy, but most of all, you believe in justice. 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 America was built upon brilliant against justice. That's why we went to war in World War II. How can we, in this day and age, sit around and do nothing while this injustice is being perpetrated? I don't care whether it's NPR, I don't care whether it's CNN, CSNBC. We know you're corrupt. We know you're bought out by the interests that pay your checks. Everything you say is a lie. You lied about Vietnam. You lied about Grenada. You lied about weapons of mass destruction. You lie, you lie, and you lie. Benghazi. Don't get me started on Benghazi. Okay? And that's a whole new thing with Hillary. We don't want to get into that right now. But listen, I am so glad to see you people here. And I also, if anybody's doing this, I also wanted to film this because they think, again, the narrative is that it's just a bunch of white, gun-toting rednecks. You know, those people, you know, the people who listen to Toby Keith. I happen to be a Toby Keith fan, by the way. But they paint you as these country, western, beer-swilling, fat, lazy, angry, white men. And that is not who you are. You know that's not who you are. And in fact, the biggest thing I want us to do, all of us, is take back the narrative. Take back the narrative. Take it back. There are people of all walks of life, colors, creed, sexual orientations who are against it. Okay? I am just joined the Proud Boys because I know the Proud Boys are not white supremacists. The Proud Boys believe in this country and believe in freedom. You know, the first 4 years of Trump, when he first came in, you know, I didn't know what to believe, to be honest with you. And even now, I am just shocked at all this man has been able to accomplish. In his short term, what he has done is stopping the sex trafficking, stopping the corruption, and all that he's had to entail. And yet, you want me to believe that the majority of American people support Joe Biden? Okay? You want me to believe that? I don't know. Well, you know what? I don't believe that, so that means I'm not black. But listen, Joe Biden is part of the problem. He's been part of the problem for 47 years. He's done nothing. Absolutely nothing. And we know he's not going to do anything if they try to elect him by fiat, because it's going to be Kamala Harris in charge, who's even more radical, who's even more extreme, who would like to see us all rounded up and sent to gulag if he had her way. That's not America. And we're going to keep fighting this because you're not going to steal the election from the American people. You're not going to steal it. We will not allow you to steal it. You know what? I used to think that I used to be against the Electoral College, and I'll tell you what changed my mind about that immediately. The reason why the Electoral College works is because it gives everybody an equal voice. If you don't have the Electoral College, then it's by majority. Okay? And majority rule is one step away from mob rule. That's why we have an Electoral College. That's why it needs to be preserved. That's why our election process needs to be That's why people who by law are supposed to be watching the votes being counted should be able to see them. And the people who are telling them they have to watch behind a fence or watch 6 feet away with a window or a barrier so they can't see what's going on. Everybody who's running that should be arrested now. 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 They should be arrested. I do not want to see one more Project Veritas video of somebody deliberately sabotaging this election because they want Joe Biden in office. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It's the people who decide who's going to be president. And I gotta tell you something, I am proud of all this man has accomplished. I am proud of the fact that he has been able to withstand all of this lying and nonsense and calling him all these ridiculous names. He's a racist, he's misogynist, he's homophobic. This is the man of when he was running as a candidate, okay, had the gay pride flag flying in the Republican National Convention. Obama didn't do that, okay? That was Donald Trump, okay? You can't be homophobic and dance to the village people. It's just not possible, okay? So, let's get real. Let's show our voices. Let's mobilize. Don't give this fight up. Too much is at stake. Our country is at stake. Our republic is at stake. Freedom is at stake. And we also have a right to say what we want to say. Okay? And we're not going to have that unless the Republicans get in the game. And I think that's the first thing that he needs to do when he gets reelected, is go after the censorship and go after these social media companies. You're no longer an open forum. You're now a publisher. You're now subject to being sued if you lie about me, if you call me names, if you say I'm a racist, if you say I'm homophobic, I'm misogynist, I'm this, I'm a communist, I'm a Nazi. No, you don't get to say that. You don't get to say that and have the last say and have comments be closed so people can't respond. It's un-American. Free speech matters. 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 We have to hold on to our freedom to speak our minds. It's the one thing that we have that makes all of the people from all of the countries want to come here, because in their own native countries, they get silenced. They don't have a voice. They can't speak.
The leftists are bullies, and they count on bullying us in silence. The leftists count on bullying us in silence. They count on our silence. The silent majority to them is us being weak. We need to stand up and we need to speak. We need to have our voices heard, and we need to show that we're not afraid. I'm okay having disagreements. I don't mind having friends who are Democrats and we have differences of opinion. If we share values, we may have different approaches how to achieve those values, but when those values are shifted, when they're allowing for abortions up to birth, when they want to usher in globalist socialism, the values have changed. They're no longer American values. American values is about equal opportunity, the opportunity for all of us to achieve and live well. Equality of outcome is different. That's socialism, and that puts everybody on equal footing in a terrible place, because the people in power like AOC and Biden and Bernie Sanders, they won't relinquish their power. They'll be at the top, and the rest of us will be suppressed. Equality of outcome is equal, but equal opportunity is important. Listen, I'm short. I wanted to be born taller. Some of us are born smarter. Some are born wealthier. Some are born intelligent. Some are born
你好，你好，你好，你好，我看你们可能在那儿呢。
equal opportunity for greatness. We're not guaranteed equality of outcomes.
Yes.
Anybody who espouses that is espousing communism. And they want to be your master, and they want you to be the servant. Don't accept it. So a couple of observations, if I may. The state of Georgia has not elected a Democrat president since the 60s, with the exception of when Jimmy Carter from Georgia ran for president. So that's 2 elections since the 60s. But we're to believe that Georgia voted for Biden. The state of Wisconsin has more gun owners per capita than probably any state in the country. Are we to believe that Wisconsin voted for the candidates who are going to take away their guns? Pennsylvania has as much natural energy, gas, coal, oil, fracking. Are we to believe that they're going to vote for the candidates that say they are going to stop all that industry, put them all out of work, and close their whole state?
While not voting down ballot?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't buy it. And I don't think a lot of people do buy it. We have people that are trying to enforce laws that are already in existence. Why should you have to get a court order to say to let people come into the counting rooms? You need a court order for that. You already have a law that says that. Now you go on and get a court order. But wait, then they defy the court order.
Yep, you got
Are we going to believe this is going to be allowed in our country? Is this Venezuela? Is this Nazi Germany? Come on, we can't let this happen. We have to stay loud, we have to stay proud, we have to stand with each other shoulder to shoulder, and we have to shut this down. The court has to get involved. I understand Justice Alito has some kind of an order that says Pennsylvania has to separate their votes. That came in after election the polls were closed. So we have to hang in there. We have to call our representatives, regardless as to what party they're in. We've got to call them on the phone and keep their people busy taking our phone calls. Pardon me while I get a little personal. I drove 2 hours to get here. I get an MRI. My back and my neck. But I figure due to my height is far more important than my health. If I don't have a height, I don't have my health. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, and I joined during the Vietnam War in 1972. And I took it home. So for crazy, the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
All right, you tell it.
You took that home, and did all these legislations. Praise them unbelievable. Don't give us the fight. We got President Trump back. He's had ours for the last 4 years. It's fine. Remember, a government where people are afraid of the government is a tyranny.
Right.
But a government afraid of its people is liberty. Our government should be accountable.
sure they're accountable.
Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal!
Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal!
Did we find our buddy?
Hey there. I don't know about you, but I'm really effing pissed off about this frickin' in-your-face corruption steal that's going on. You know, Philadelphia is where they keep the Constitution, the original copy, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, those documents that protect our right to speak down here today. Okay, and the other protests on the other side of these buildings to protect their rights too. I just drove by there. I don't know what it is. They got a right to do what they're doing.
Fair election!
What's going on? All these Democrat politicians are all silent about the stricken deal, and they're trying to bully their way. They're trying to get Biden into office by bullying the American people, by committing this massive fraud. Cuomo's part of this fraud. He's not speaking out about fair elections, about the obvious corruption in Pennsylvania. What about the voting here in New York? There's a big groundswell of support for President Trump here in New York. Well, it didn't. Somehow he lost in New York. I think he won. I think he actually won this state. And I live in a county where it's so freaking Democrat lopsided. The only way that can happen is by fixing the vote, okay? Ulster County is corrupt. The polling system in New York is corrupt, okay? We gotta make a big stink about those computerized voting machines that are all of a sudden showing up these, quote, glitches, unquote. That's not glitches, it's deliberate. All these errors which end up giving Trump votes, I don't see them denying Biden votes. I don't see the fraud denying Biden votes.
Wait a minute, are you suggesting that those 100,000 votes found at 4 a.m. all for Biden trying to attendance?
Of course.
How dare you, sir?
What about that? And it's too bad the mainstream media, which has got its censorship training by working in communist China, because, you know, they want to expand their businesses around the world. That's where they learn to censor people and to stifle any kind of speech that opposes the government line. They learn how to do it in China. They're doing it here. And by the way, those computerized voting machines got parts from China. The Chinese propaganda machine is behind the Democrat Party. The Biden family got kickbacks from communist China. Hunter Biden, Joe's son, was in business with the head of the communist spy apparatus. Okay? The Chinese government's involved with this. But we gotta call our state reps, if they're Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter, start bitching at them. Start yelling at them. Why are you speaking out about the steal? What's your position on it? You guys know the truth. You guys know how to contact your reps. Everybody here is pretty well informed. But I'm like really sick of it. Okay? And the establishment GOP ought to straighten up and get behind this president. Because if Trump loses this fight, it means we lose this fight, and there's going to be a freaking dictatorship for decades and decades. One party rule in this country. That's what they're aiming for. the Democrat Party ought to be investigated as a criminal organization. They got a history of racism. They're the party of the Klan. The KKK started after the Civil War, was an offshoot of the Democratic Party to keep blacks down in the South. For over 100 years, they operated to oppress people. Okay? I can't think straight right now, okay? And I gotta drive to work over an hour. So I'm gonna cool off. But call Schumer's office and yell at them. Don't be nice. They're not nice to you when you're on the phone. They cut you off. They're very rude. Get in their face. Schumer's got offices here. Why isn't he speaking out about the fraud and corruption? Because he helped to plan it. He's part of that inner circle that helped to plan this crap.
Drain the swamp!
And AOC, one last thing.
Drain the swamp! Drain the swamp!
Damn right, drain the swamp. Okay. We got a lot of work to do when we go home today. Get on that frickin' phone. I'm just a person that has a job in this state, okay? I'm not gonna go on. But get on the phone, talk to your people, go to town, everything, man. Make us think about it and send President Trump a note, email to the website, whitehouse.gov, showing your support. Okay? Okay, man. I love you. I love everybody. Bye.
Now, I know they're saying Biden won, and I hear you back there. What we want is an equitable election, an election that's fair, an election that is certain, an election that we can trust. The Democrats spent 3 years fighting against, 4 years, but 3 years fighting against the president, saying there was Russian collusion, that the Russians interfered with the election and stole it from Hillary. If Biden wins legitimately, Republicans will move on, keep fighting in their own ways, but we're not going to melt down. That's right. And we're not going to stop. And we're not going to behave
burn cities
the way the Democrats did, and the mainstream media, and the politicians did, ceaselessly. We want an equitable election. We want fairness, and we want every legal vote to be counted. Not every vote. Not every vote. Every legal vote to be counted.
Socialism sucks! Socialism sucks! The land of the free, what's wrong with you people? Get out here! How many people are on Facebook or any social media? Man! How many people? Let me see some hands. Man! How many people have been disabled from social media because they've been Exactly. Do we want our voices diminished? Do you want to be stopped from protecting yourself? What about our men in blue? And stand up to them. They're out to protect us. Let me hear from the men in blue. God gave us all a voice, and we're going to use it. We're not going to be suppressed by these scripts. Sorry, but I have to say, I always feel. Yeah, we can count this. I'm sick of it, and I see everybody in this area right here is sick of it too. And all around this country, we are sick of it. And it's time that we all speak up and act. Thank you.
First off, I'd like to say thank you to everybody, especially our family who had. Thank you, brother. Love it. I usually don't need something like this to get my voice heard. Davy Crockett. Davy Crockett is showing up. Thank you. You know Dan Bongino. I know you know Dan Bongino. Dan Bongino is going to be okay with our prayers, of course. But Dan Bongino said it, so be ready for it. This is a 6-week political fist fight. Fist fight. Be ready for it. You get hit by the media today. Oh, this fell, that fell. Don't listen to it and don't even tell your friends. Stay positive. It's 24-7. We're losing in the middle of the third quarter, but we've got Tom Brady as president.
And one more thing. Virginity rocks. Anyone else want to say anything?
I want you to say something. Yeah, come on, wait a minute. She wants to say something. Listen to the people. Yay! Did everybody hear me?
Yes, put your mask on.
America. Put your